Hi everyone. Hello to all of you. Happy Friday. I hope you're all doing great and have had a wonderful week. I'm just going to wait for a few seconds for everybody to have the opportunity to join in. Before we start, I want to give you a quick heads up about something that I just put in place. To deepen this transformative experience we start here every Friday, I host a live event every Monday now. It allows you a moment of quiet and relaxation as you start the week, and that's the purpose of these Mondays, a hypnotic session. It also acts as a personal session to reinforce what we discuss here, offering you chances to change your outcomes in life. So I hope to see you there. Okay, so let me just double check all this and make sure that I can actually join with my phone. And yes, indeed. Okay, I believe we're on. So, today, well, we're going to jump right to it. I think that everybody had the opportunity to join in. It's been 2 minutes, should be okay now. So I want you to ask yourself, when was the last time you did something just for you? Not for your family, your job, your boss, or anyone else, but purely for yourself. Because that's what today's session is all about, putting you at the center. It's about self discovery, self image, and self love. It's about breaking the cycle of always being the giver, the caretaker, and starting to give some of that love and care back to yourself. Let me share a story with you. We'll call that person Charity. Charity was a client of mine, and she was exhausted, overwhelmed, and right on the very edge of burnout. And she came to me saying, I'm fed up of working so hard and never having anything for myself. And I go, what do you mean? You work 6 to 7 days a week, two jobs, and you don't have anything for yourself? And she goes, I live far away from my family and they really need me. I'm all they have. Then I felt like I had to ask, i- in what sense are they all you have? And Charity goes, I'm the only source of income. I pay for everything. I built a house, I cover their food, clothing, and kids' school fees, and the AC just broke, something else I have to work on now. When will it end? By the way, the answer to that is obviously never, unless you stop, but that's another matter. That's not what we're discussing here today. I really wanted to show, well, I really wanted to know. So I asked Charity, how long has this been going on? Because I wanted to show her where that was going. And she said to me, 15 years for my close family, but for the others, a bit less. You see, Charity at the time was working ridiculous hours, juggling two jobs, and about 70% of what she earns is flying across the sea to her parents, siblings, kids. She's basically the lifeline of two households. But it doesn't stop with her immediate family. Soon her cousin, aunts, and uncles start calling her up because word got around that she's like the cash point machine. So Charity is feeling completely drained, and I have no idea how, but somehow she's pushing through. Nothing makes her smile anymore. She lives a life without purpose on autopilot, and she's functioning like a robot. And she constantly repeats to herself, I must do this because everyone relies on me. Charity's family's a view of her was like her whole world. She lived for their praise. She needed them to tell her she was amazing, convinced that validation had to come from the outside. She was willing to accept anything just to receive it. She made her family her responsibility, all their praise, all for that, just in the hope of being praised. All she wanted was to feel enough, valued, and loved. But in pleasing everyone, well, Charity forgot to love herself. She forgot to take care of herself. I want you to take a second and try to imagine living that, living something similar to this situation, always putting others first, needing others' approval to feel okay about yourself. That's tough, right? Look, this is just the beginning of today's session. And we're about to go into something really special, and I have something very valuable to share with you. It's actually my gift to you. So if you've got to step out early, I completely understand, but before you go, you really need to know about the transformative hypnotic recording that I've put together for you based on today's session. This is no ordinary info session. Think of it like a full mindset makeover. It's about flipping your thoughts, switching your habits, and you can lead yourself forward in life. If you're curious about how a tiny shift in your mindset could flip your world the right side up, this transformative hypnotic audio is exactly that. It's not about learning, it's about adopting and new habits, enhancing your behaviors, working on your attitude. Trust me, this is big. Don't just scroll past this opportunity. Quick tap in the link in the comments on the link in the comment section. I will place it there as soon as the session is over because unfortunately I believe that LinkedIn doesn't support when I'm trying to do it during the live. So just click on that link. It will take you 15 seconds and you can take that giant leap forward and you can listen to it whenever you want at your own convenience. It's completely free for you for an entire week. And after that, it'll be available at its full price on my website. Just show up for yourself, make this happen, yeah? Okay, let's get back to it. When Charity started practicing self love, her relationship with herself changed completely. And you know what? People at work started to treat her differently. Before that, she'd go unnoticed, but from one day to another, she found herself being greeted, praised, and thanked. It was like a systematic response. She went from being like part of the wallpaper to not only being noticed but considered. Understand how this must have felt to her. Understand how you see yourself, treat yourself, and the affection you give to yourself set the standards for how others treat you. The more you love and appreciate yourself, the more others will mirror that behavior. You are the evidence of how lovable you are. Let me repeat that. You're the evidence of how lovable you are. But the first person to see it, believe it, and apply it is you. That's the way it has to be. Just like everything else in life, it starts right here with you. Your self image, your self love have an impact on your everyday experience. Understand that it's about prioritizing your need, wants, and desires because this is not something, well, because this is not something you do, it doesn't come to you naturally. Maybe it's even blocked to the point that you have no idea what you want anymore, or what you like or desire. I want you to take a second and ask yourself, what do you want? It's tough, isn't it? Maybe you're even feeling emotional because no one ever asked you that, or because it's a concept that's so far away from the life you're leading right now that it seems unavailable to you. Which is it? I want you to look into that pain. I want you to do the opposite of what you usually do: cover up or use nice words to intellectualize what you're experiencing in hope of distancing yourself emotionally from it. It hurts, it's uncomfortable, I know. Let it be. Let it be just that. Accept the discomfort. Allow yourself to feel so you can go deeper and acknowledge your needs. That's how you'll be able to unlock your ability to want and desire. For many people, like Charity, loving themselves doesn't come naturally anymore because when you focus, when we focus on pleasing others or prioritizing others and naming those acts love, we disconnect ourselves and lose touch with our own desires. And one day you wake up and don't even know what you want anymore, let alone recognize the person you've become. The thing is, when you don't express your desires, people stop asking you about them. You become like a background character in your own life story. You're like part of the wallpaper, leaving you feeling like you don't matter. When you start loving yourself, you reclaim your role as your main life character and director. Understand that your life isn't just about serving others' happiness or orchestrating the perfect moment and experiences for them, but it's about creating your own. Finally, the most striking part is that when you become visible when you love yourself. Without self love, you're like a shadow in the background, often feeling completely used. Look, you have two options here. You can see yourself as a victim surrounded by self centered and bullies, and there's that. Or and then you have just to suck it up and learn to live with it because you can't just get rid of your entire surrounding, right? Your parents, your siblings, your partner, your boss, your friends, your colleagues, your kids. Yeah, right, like that's going to happen. Or you can look into your attitude and behavior. Take a step back and focus on taking responsibility. I know this is one of the hardest and most challenging thing one can do, taking responsibility for the life and relationship we've created. I want you to look at how you allow people to treat you every day. Accept that in some cases you created monsters. No, I'm joking. Maybe not. The point is that everything in your life that you have or don't have, experience or don't experience, started with you. First your thoughts and then your action, lack of them, your behavior, the thing you say or left unsaid. Think about it. Like I said, I know it's hard to take, but maybe you just need more time to sit with the idea. But when you do take it on board, it will change your life and it will make you feel empowered like never before. You might even ask yourself, why didn't I do that before? Why did I wait it so long before taking responsibility? When you get that, your life will expand, your relationship will transform. You will know what feeling whole feels like. Has anyone ever said to you something like, you should always sacrifice for the greater good? Or putting yourself first is a sign of arrogance? Or always put always put others before yourself? How did hearing those words make you feel? Look, and I know the intention is to teach kids about humility, but think about how those words really sound. Think about how, as a child, you might hear them. The impact, the imprint, they leave on you. Beyond that intention, understand that it creates guilt. It promotes self sacrifice and self neglect. You see, many people I work with worry about letting people down, about being called selfish. They're afraid of being judged and they're stuck in that fear. So, to avoid risking being judged, they focus all their attention on pleasing others. Unconsciously, at a very young age, they decided to play a specific role to protect themselves from those negative feelings and avoid those situations not to feel exposed. And just like that, they became the caretaker, the child who would look after everyone and make everything easier on everybody. And in that process, they lost sight of their own happiness and well being. Take a second and ask yourself, why should your happiness always come second? I want you to use today to change that. Understand that changing, changing this, start with those childhood stories in your mind. What made you start believing you always had to be the one to give? It's about replacing those beliefs. This isn't just a thought exercise, it's about taking real immediate action. And it starts by believing that you deserve it. Say yes. Say yes, I deserve it. It's about releasing a belief that's not yours. A belief that's not yours to begin with, and rewriting your story with beliefs that are actually yours, and doing it in a way that empowers you. Look, feeling invisible is no fun, but only you can change that. Realize and acknowledge that you are enough, not for what you do for others or for what you bring to them, but enough just as you are. Understand that it's not about neglecting others, it's about giving yourself the same importance. Balance, not sacrifice, is the essence here. Going back to Charity's path to growth, she didn't just change how others saw or treated her, she changed much more. She used to shy away from personal commitment, fearing being used as always. But since we worked together, she embraced her self worth and everything shifted. She even got remarried. Now she's not just respected and loved, she's an equal partner in her romantic relationship. She completely let it go of the fear. She invested in her own project, creating wealth. Charity set proper boundaries with her family. She she's a living example of a newfound love and confidence. Understand that what made a difference for Charity and changed her life was that she realized how her childhood experiences shaped how she saw herself and her roles in life. Stop for a second and think what such transformation could do for you. Because if she could do it, so can you. I mean, there's nothing to stop you here. Nothing but yourself inviting doubt into the mix. Is that what it is? You're just inviting doubt. Ask yourself, what are you afraid of? What scares you the most about change? Look, it's okay to be scared on all level, on some level, sorry. We all are. All of us have fears. We all feel it. We all feel doubt. But we choose to take action anyway. Think about it this way. What will happen if you make no steps in this regard? Stay right where you are? Now, that's the actual scare, isn't it? Not taking the step towards your happiness and well-being. Isn't that worth, think about it, isn't that worth the tiniest bit of discomfort? Stay in that thought for a moment. This is already the second month of this new year. What choice could you make right now that would change how you feel about your life? Look, no one can no one can make that call for you. It must come from you. But you have to want it bad enough. So what's it going to be? Do you want more for yourself, or are you okay staying right where you are and that for the rest of your life? It's that simple. This is your life we're talking about. You're in charge here. Okay, for those needing to leave soon, I want to make sure that you take away some insights with you and also a way to put that into action. It's crucial for me, especially if you're just popping in or if indeed you're off soon. And I want to bring to your attention a transformative hypnotic recording that I've created based on this session and how unique and exclusive this is. I'm talking the real deal here, Marissa Peer style. It's not about piling on more info, it's about shifting your mindset in a way that really sticks. If you ever think how working on your mindset can actually shift your whole life, that's what this transformative hypnotic recording will do for you. It's where you go from talking about change to actually making it happen. So make sure you're in on this. Hit the link that I'm going to leave in the comment section below. It's quick, it will take you 15 seconds, unless you can't remember your name, which obviously it's not very likely, is it? This might be the nudge that you need towards a new way of living. Hit it. Do it for yourself. You can listen to it whenever you want at your own convenience, and it's completely free for you for an entire week. Who doesn't love free stuff? It's free for you. And after that, it'll be available at full price on my website. Okay, let's get back to it and let's talk about what you really want. You want to feel seen, noticed, acknowledged, valued. You want to focus on your well being, create balance in your life, and stop feeling drained, exhausted, and constantly overwhelmed. You want to stop feeling used and feel like you matter, like your needs and desire matter. If that's where you are, understand that these are not wants, they're your rights. Now, what does a balanced and fulfilled life look like to you? That's where it starts. I want to take you to do a quick exercise. It'll take just a second. I want you to think about your living room. Just think about your living room. That's it. So you're probably seeing a sofa, a TV, a coffee table, maybe a bookshelf, right? When we think about something, it is happening in images. So before you get what you want, you have to be able to see it in your mind. So start working on these pictures, start working and creating these images right now. Here's where we can start. Here's where you can start to make changes. Look at your conversational habits. That's something that you can do straight away. Talk to yourself the way you want others to talk about you. Stay away from judging others. Talk about people how you want others to talk about you with love and compassion. Now, in regards to your daily habits, create non negotiable me time and practice saying yes to yourself more often. I know it's difficult and comfortable, mostly for you, because you've been defining yourself for so long as a selfless person that it seems like it's an impossible task. So here's something that will help you tremendously. Change the thoughts attached to it. I want you to start telling yourself that it's not about saying no to people, but honoring your needs, honoring your existence, showing gratitude for being alive. Do you see how profound that is? How do you feel when you hear me say it's about honoring your existence, showing gratitude for being alive? Maybe you're emotional, or you want to ponder on it because deep down it resonates as an obvious truth. You can strike balance by giving yourself as much as you're willing to give others. And imagine that. Seriously, take a second and imagine how loved and nourished and nurtured you would feel. Accept that your first responsibility is to feel good and loved. And that's your job. Now, I want to bring your attention to the word setbacks. Setbacks are just markers on your path. Actually, I really don't like nor believe in the word setbacks. I believe in awakening moments, light bulb moments, ha moments, you know, because no path to transformation is perfect. And that's okay. So that so-called word setbacks, as people call them, don't erase your progress. They never do. And that's what you need to understand. In fact, they show you that now you see triggers, that now you can identify that you're off course. They prove to you that you're consciously growing, that you're not blind, no, not blindly held back by past behaviors anymore. So when you face those moments, forgive yourself. Use them as stepping stone and remember the mind learns by repetition. What is now done consciously and practiced repetitively will be practiced automatically soon, naturally and effortlessly, and at some point on autopilot. Keep reinforcing these positive thoughts and actions. You will wake one day and they will no longer be something that you do, but they will be part of you. Now, before we move to our final thoughts of the day, I'd like to quickly recap what we covered here. We talked about loving ourselves and how it changes how others treat us. Remember, putting yourself first isn't just good for you, it's your shield against burnout. It's about not just being there for others, it's, it's about making sure that you're there for you too. With this in mind, I want you to take a second and ask yourself if you've ever feel like you're always there for everyone, but When it comes to you, well, it's a different story. Look, I'm just going to throw this out there. If today's insight are resonated with you and you're thinking, I deserve better than this, in my one on one session, we work together to make sure that you're not just heard, but truly seen. Lead yourself forward. Book a call so we can have a serious conversation about where you are, where you want to be, and what's been in your way. It's about possibilities, it's about your future. And it's with me directly. There's only a few spots, and they're going quickly. This offer is limited. Look, working with me is about building healthier relationship, prioritizing well-being and empowering yourself to confidently say no when needed. This February, I have just 5 spots left to start on the 19th of the month. If you book by Sunday midnight Paris time, you get 20% discount on the entire program. And because I work one on one, I won't be able to add more spots. This offer is limited. Put yourself first, just this once. And let's get you to smile again. Remember, this is about your well being. And your well being depends on how much you love and value yourself, how you see, talk, and how you treat yourself. Set the tone for how the world responds to you. When you raise the bar for yourself, when you prioritize your well being, the world will take notice. It all starts with you. The way you perceive yourself and love yourself will have a massive impact. It will reflect on how others love you. I want to leave you with a thought. You are in charge of your own happiness. Every step you take towards loving yourself more, understanding and valuing your worth is a step towards a life filled with joy, balance, and purpose. Remember, you are enough. You're enough just as you are and always will be. You own the first evidence of the love that you deserve. You can transform your life, but it starts with the way you perceive and treat yourself. Stop deflecting, take responsibility, empower yourself. And I can't stress this enough. Your attitude following this session will determine everything. Are you going to read the newsletter? Or are you going to click that link to access the hypnotic recording that's free for you for a limited amount of time? I'm asking you if you're going to let another chance slip by, or if you will grab this opportunity to really change things. This hypnotic recording is a small step, but it could be the start of something big for you. The bottom line is that it will come down to you and the action you take or lack of it following this training. I believe in you. You can do this. Remember that I will also deliver this session on Monday at 2 p.m. Paris time. So if you're interested in experiencing the hypnosis live, that's your chance to do this, just that. I'm Matty Mureko, your burnout recovery coach and purpose mentor. Thank you very much for joining today, for watching, and I'm very proud of you, very proud of you investing your time in growing, in developing yourself. I will see you on Monday or next Friday for another 2.0 session. And please do remember to leave a comment, to share about how you've experienced today's session and the hypnotic recording as well. Have a great weekend. I'm sending much love your way. Bye for now.